Good morning and welcome to Catholic Charities Virtual Agency Overview. I'm Shannon Hill. Before we begin, we just have a few announcements. If you're not muted, we ask that while we're presenting, you mute yourself. And if anytime you have difficulties, you can check your internet connection by leaving and then joining again. We will have a Q&A after the presentation, and we'll do our very best to keep on time. And lastly, we are recording this presentation, so welcome. Today, we are going to be meeting our Catholic Charities team. We're going to learn about the history of Catholic Charities and why we do what we do and who we are. And we will share with you about our many programs and services. Lastly, we're going to share with you how you can get involved and stay connected to the opportunities so that you might support us with volunteering, donating, or even applying to our open positions. So we really thank you for joining us today. There's a mixture of many people here, and we'll have a question for you coming right up about that. So I'm going to introduce you to our presenters today. You've met me. I'm Shannon Hill, the Volunteer Engagement Manager here at Catholic Charities. Presenting with me today is Dulce Valdez. She's a Parish and Diocesan Engagement Manager. We have Rhonda Cross, which is actually a volunteer. She's an AmeriCorps Vista volunteer with Volunteer Services. And then Emily Joy is our philanthropy coordinator, who will also be doing tech and answering any questions that you may have in the chat. So if you do have questions, don't hesitate to put them in the chat. So everybody wave. If they see you in your videos, you can wave. And then we also are part of a volunteer services team led by our senior director, Melissa Gear. And that also includes Gloria Gomez Torres, which is on the call today. She's our volunteer coordinator. And then we have Kevin Balo, who is another AmeriCorps Vista serving with Care Campus. We oversee agency volunteers, interns, group volunteers. We do in-kind donations. We work with community and faith and parish relationships to resource our agency's mission. So we thank you so much. Also joining us today is Marcel. She's a current member of our board and a former member of our Young Professionals Board. So Marcel is going to be sharing with you more about our leadership team. Welcome, Marcel.
Hi, good morning. Thank you, Shannon. I appreciate it. And thank you everybody for joining. On behalf of the Catholic Charities Community Executive Team, the CEO and President and Board of Directors, team members and clients, we welcome you and are grateful you have joined us. Our CEO, Paul Mulligan, and executive team and board oversee our whole agency, along with our executive director, providing additional and local leadership throughout the large service areas of Northern Arizona. We also have VPs of programs and operations located in more densely populated regions of Central Arizona. So Paul Mulligan, he is our President and Chief Executive Officer. Carrie Lynn Mascaro is the Vice President of Central Program Operations. Jim Robbins, as you see, is our Vice President of Administration. Karen Bisco is the Vice President of Philanthropy. Stephen Capreras is the Executive Director for Housing for Hope and the VP of Business Development. And Kathy Peterson is the Executive Director of the Northern Arizona region and the VP of Operations there. So yeah, our leadership board, a great group of people. I actually have the opportunity to sit on the board as well, and so know many of them personally. Our board of directors is made up of various professionals committed like you to advance our mission. If you're a board member on this agency review, please go to the chat room and let us know. We thank you for your volunteer servant leadership in governing Catholic Charities and appreciate your time.
Thank you so much, Marcel, for introducing our leadership team and being on our board volunteering with us. So we really appreciate you.
You're welcome.
Well, I want to give you a little update on the pandemic, which we are all very well aware of. We note that the only thing that is constant is change. And so we are committed to serving the most vulnerable and are considering our essential workers. We follow our federal, state, and local authorities' recommendations. Much has and continues to change, but our work does not stop, and our need for friends and partners like you is ever more important. Again, as we consider having our volunteers and working with our clients, we put in the most recent and best safety efforts that we have. So again, we want to thank you for joining us today, and we really look forward to working with you in your engagement in our mission work. And on that, we are going to do a little poll. This is kind of new to us, but I have a question. We actually have two questions for you that we are going to start and put out for you. Let's see. Well, actually, I'm going to just put it in the chat. If you can put in the chat what county you're from, while I get the other poll question up. So if you want to put that in the chat, what county you're from. And the other question we're going to ask for you to share is why you're joining us today. If you're interested in our services, to learning more about our programs. Also, if you're interested in volunteering with us, you can put that in the chat as well. Emily, you feel free to share some of what people are putting in the chat. It looks like our poll questions won't be able to launch today, so we'll do it next time. We'll just put them in the chat.
No worries. Well, we're seeing a lot of people from Maricopa and Yavapai counties. So welcome, welcome. And it looks like everyone's interested in learning all about our programs. Diana said she wants to learn more about our programs and how our families with small children to high school can be involved. We have a lot of great family programs and programs focusing on young children. So there's great. Always ways to get involved.
Is anybody here today from up north? Because we do have so many programs up north. I'm interested to know if anybody's here from up north. Nope, maybe not. We're all here from Central Arizona today, it looks like. Well, thank you for answering those questions. We're going to go ahead and tell you a little bit more about Catholic Charities. So there's a little history about Catholic Charities. Toward the end of the Great Depression in 1933, Catholic Charities opened an office in downtown Phoenix with our first director, Eileen Ward, advocating for vulnerable children. Today in our communities, Catholic Charities still serves children and their families and is expanded to include veterans, refugees, and those experiencing homelessness, and many, many more. Our mission is to help our communities most vulnerable with solutions that permanently improve lives. And our vision is to affirm the worth and dignity of all, to realize their God-given potential. We do aspire to be the human service agency of choice through our quality services, innovation, our parish engagement, and our community partnerships. So how do we do that? Well, we do that because we embrace people where they are and we help them to become who they're meant to be. We want people to grow as individuals, families, and we want their communities to flourish. So we walk with them in doing that. So today we want to share a Bible story. The Good Samaritan story is, to me, one of the best illustrations of our core values here at Catholic Charities, which is to love. This is a parable that's told by Jesus in the Gospel of Luke, and it's about a traveler who is stripped of his clothes, he's beaten, he's left half dead alongside the road, and along comes two men from his own community. They see him and they see he's injured, but they walk on by. Then a Samaritan who's not from his area, that does not get along with them typically, stops and decides to help the injured traveler, despite the fact that they usually did despise each other. This story of the Good Samaritan is a tale about choices. These choices are that we can look away or we can cross over to the other side of the street when we don't want to get involved. Or we can take the time to look and to see them, see if they need help. The Samaritan saw in that wounded man someone that was in need, and he treated him like he wants to be treated. And so it's today, in today's world, we can see so much people asking on the street. We see so much in our newscasts. So it can be very easy to shut down and just become numb to the suffering of others. But we know that in order for us to say yes to our call to love our sisters and brothers, we really do need to have our eyes and our ears be open. Rhonda's going to share a little bit more about that call to love our sisters and brothers.
That call to love really does come from our core values and belief in Catholic social teaching. It's really important to understand that you do not have to be Catholic to be a client, to receive services, to be a volunteer or a donor, or to be on our team. But we all follow and believe in these Catholic social teachings. Everything that we do is rooted from them. It's love of the poor, rights and duties, care for creation, dignity of life, call to family and community, solidarity, and dignity of the worker.
Thanks, Rhonda. So our programs really do work to provide solutions to our clients. And we want to show you what this might look like for one of our clients to go from a moment of crisis to thriving here at Catholic Charities. So we're going to give you a sample of what that could look like here. This is not a real story, but it is definitely a story that happens in our community very often. So with this example, a woman finds herself facing abuse in her marriage. She has children. She doesn't have a job. And even if she might have a job, she wouldn't really be able to afford childcare because it's so expensive. And with our housing the way that it is, she might not afford a house or even possibly food. And so she begins her walk with Catholic Charities. She finds out about the Head Start program, and she decides to walk with Catholic Charities. Through that application process, we then assess what their family may need. This client is still very much at risk, but now they're moving from that moment of crisis, and they start to begin to feel hope. With the needs assessment, we now know what she may need. So we put together a service plan. And in this example, she may be directed to like our affordable housing or my sister's place domestic violence shelter. This person is still very vulnerable, but now their family is in a safer, more stable environment. The client then begins to utilize our services and our resources within Catholic Charities. Now, this may include our food pantries. This may include counseling, job placement. So it's also important to know that when we cannot provide the needed services that we have, we connect with community partners. You may be one of our community partners here today. And so we're so grateful that you're here learning about our services so we can help each other. She now becomes stable, and with the help, she overcomes many obstacles. She can find a job, she has stable childcare, and perhaps permanent housing. She begins to grow roots and to feel very much a part of her community. Well, Catholic Charity then coordinates her care. They want her to continue the momentum of her successes. Now, you'll notice that this tree that went from crisis with no leaves to a tree now overflowing with fruit. We love to see this transition happen. We don't just want them to be stable, we want them to thrive, because what we really do know is that when they're thriving, not only are their families stable, but they begin to give back to their community, and they can begin to help others within their community. We've seen this happen in our West Side Head Start in particular, where they start as a parent and then they begin helping on the parent board and they become an employee. So it really is truly, truly great. But Catholic Charities doesn't end there. We then put together a client aftercare plan, because we know that there is times that this may happen again, or they may know someone that it's happening to, and we want them to feel very confident that they could reach out to us again. So thank you so much. Rhonda's going to tell us a little bit more about where all these programs are that we have here in Catholic Charities.
Thanks. We cover a wide area in Arizona. So we have 22 programs in 7 counties. We have 2 counties here in Central Phoenix, and then we cover all of Northern Arizona with the other 5. So the way that the presentation is set today is that we want you to know that we have programs that serve all kinds of people. So we have children, families, men and women, refugees and immigrants, veterans, housing, homeless, and community. And what we plan to do is go through each category and let you know some of our programs that impact those specific people. We're going to go ahead and start with children. In our children programs, we have 3 different types of foster care, and we have North Star Youth Partnership. Our first one that we want to tell you about today is our foster care and adoption. This program serves our kiddos who are not in their home currently. And the reason we do that is because we want every child to have a safe and nurturing environment. Our foster families are trained, they're licensed, and then we really want to give them the support that they need while they have the kiddos in their home. Sometimes they're with them for just a short while. We always hope that the kids reunify with their family. That's always our first goal. But when that can't happen, we do have the opportunity of them being adopted from that family. So did you know that currently there are 14,000 children who are in foster care right now in only 4,500 licensed homes? So there is a great need for us to find the families who want to become foster families and help them get there so that we can serve those kiddos. Also on our presentation, you'll see that every slide has a way to give. So as you think about these programs, if there's anything that speaks to you or you really want to know how you can get involved to volunteer or donate, you'll see a little pop-up there that will tell you. A lot of our programs have a lot of the same needs, but we're going to talk about ways that you can volunteer and donate towards the end of the presentation as well. But be looking for that. The second type of foster care is therapeutic foster care. And I saw in our chat that we have one of our therapeutic foster care families here with us today. So thank you so much for being here. This is the same type of foster care, same services and same support for these families, except for they have very specific training for kids that come from severe neglect, abuse, and have perhaps maybe some mental or physical disabilities where they really need some specialized care. So these families go above and beyond to get exactly what they need to serve those specific kids. Also, I want to let you know that we do have, if you're interested in becoming a foster family, we do have a orientation coming up. So if you or you know somebody, we have a virtual foster care orientation. It's on February 19th at 10 o'clock. And Emily will put the link in the chat. So if that's something that you're interested in, or if you're willing to share that with someone else, we would sure appreciate it. And our third type of foster care is for unaccompanied minors, meaning kids and teens who come into the US without their parent or family members or loved ones here that can care for them. A lot of times they're fleeing violence from their home country and they don't speak English. So these foster families take in these kids, they teach them English, we get them enrolled in school, and we really want to focus on giving them the skills that they need to be successful and independent in their new country. Next, we have our North Star Youth Partnership. This is in Northern Arizona, and they do all kinds of educational, recreational, leadership, service initiatives so that the teenagers can really give back to the community. It builds their self-esteem, they become self-assured, and then they get involved in giving back to their communities too. They have all kinds of programs. We want to show you just one program within the partnership in this video now.
Something as simple as clothing can help build self-confidence. It's the same thing with teens. When they come to Teens Closet, they're able to pick out an outfit that makes them feel good. It's really important to us that we're not just giving a hand out, but a hand up so that they can break that cycle of poverty and they can shape a bright future.
Thank you so much, Rhonda, for sharing with us the foster care programs. And that little video is kind of an intro to our Teens Closet, which they gather. It's actually located in a high school, and they work with local high schools to make sure that kids that don't have clothes have an option for clothes by going to get to shop with often new clothes in the Teens Closet. So thanks for introducing them, Rhonda. I'm going to be sharing with you a little bit about families here that we serve. We want to always focus in on strengthening our families. So the following programs are going to be about that. They're about children as well, but with that comes our families. So Westside Head Start is our early Head Start that does comprehensive early and continuous year-round childhood education. They emphasize our pre-reading, language, math, skills. They also work with the families to make sure that the families have what they need. They work with children from 0 to 3, and then Head Start is from 3 to 5. They even include services for pregnant women, because what they want is the whole family to be supported so that these children get to have a head start. Because we know that when kids have a head start, they have much higher success rates in school. And so some of the ways that you can help Westside Head Start is listed on screen. We do have, I want to just note on this one, we do have many open positions in Head Start, so we can put the link in the chat for you on those open positions. Then we have Parents as Teachers. So Parents as Teachers is a program it's a national program that helps children help the parents be their child's first teacher. They support parents by teaching them child brain development. They work with them on teaching them how their child develops through those crucial early years. It's important to know that this is a qualifying but free service. So parents need to have a child that's 3 years or younger that hasn't started kindergarten, and then they can enroll prenatally as well. And then the family must live within the service area of Gilbert, Mesa, or Queen Creek. Their services are currently virtual right now, but they meet with them on virtual meetings. So then we have, the next one we have is our Family Connections or Nurturing Parents program. This program is formally known as In-Home here at Catholic Charities. This is where they come alongside and they assist families that have been experiencing stress. And what they do is they equip those parents with safe parenting skills. So the parents and families that are in this program are in there because they are one step from their child or their children going into foster care. And our main goal at Catholic Charities is that we want to keep children in their home and keep them safe, but we want them to stay together if they can. So this program aims to do that. They provide case management, counseling, parent training, and they do this because they know that there's stressors in the families. If they eliminate them, that they will begin to heal as we walk alongside them. Families in this program are referred to us by the Department of Child Safety. The next program that we'll be sharing with you about is our Families First, which stands for Families in Recovery Succeeding Together. This supports parents as they address substance abuse issues that affect their family. It affects their ability to care for their children. So this program is specialized because they work with the Arizona Department of Child Safety, and they walk alongside these parents. And what they do is they help to build a vision. They get specialized training that really is focused around that substance abuse piece in their family. So we are doing this also to keep their family together and safe. So we know that once they recover, that these counselors can help them with those additional stressors that are very different from other stressors that families might experience. So those are some of the ways that you can support this program. So we want to share with you a client in this program. Her name is Shavona. You can see her here in that picture. Shavona wrote Catholic Charities.
Good morning, Catholic Charities. This is Margie. How may I help you?
Good morning, Margie. So Shavona wrote us a letter about her experiencing recovering from addictions, and she expressed her gratitude for a second chance. And here's one of the things that she said: "We're forever grateful for the Arizona Families First program and their commitment to walking beside us when others simply walked away from us." This highlight comes from a blog story that we did, and we share that entire letter on our website. So if you want to be able to see our blogs or finish reading the other ways that Shavona was helped in this letter, Emily's going to put that link in the chat. All right. Now we're going to learn a little bit more with Dulce about the programs focused around women and men.
Thank you, Shannon. So our first program is for Joining Hearts. Joining Hearts consists of a master degree level counselors that help women and men in their support system by making a life affirming plan to either parent or place their child for adoption. We know that there are many women who experience an unexpected pregnancy. And so Joining Hearts is here. We have a free 24-hour hotline that men and women can call and receive some services. This is a great opportunity for women who have children or are pregnant and are not sure where to go, where to start. They need medical care. They can surely call us and we will connect them. But it's also for that individual who perhaps is pregnant and wants to learn more about placing their child for adoption. In addition to that, we also provide a comprehensive adoption services for couples wishing to adopt an infant child. So did you know that 100 women experiencing an unexpected pregnancy who received counseling in 2020 from Joining Hearts, this was the amount of women that we helped last year. So it's very valuable and helpful that we provide this 1-800 number to anyone experiencing an unexpected pregnancy to help them and guide them and walk alongside with them during this emotional state that many may be in. We do have material that we can offer you to contribute to anyone and share this toll-free number. And then next, we will be sharing a story with you about a couple who was very interesting and adopted. Their name is David and Marley, and we will see how they were impacted by our Catholic Charities Joining Hearts adoption program.
David and Marley know what it's like to put their faith in something outside of their control. Just 8 months before their wedding, David was diagnosed with leukemia. Despite cancer and the devastating effects of chemotherapy, they had hope. In November of 2017, they were married. 1 month after that, David was in remission. They enjoyed life as newlyweds, but in the back of their mind, they always thought about starting a family. They knew having biological children would be unlikely after chemo. In January 2019, they took their first step toward infant adoption and attended a Joining Hearts information session. In October 2019, they were officially certified to adopt. As people of faith, they knew God was directing their steps. They did their best to embrace the uncertainty. They didn't know how long it would take or how many times they would face disappointment. They longed to be parents, but knew it was completely out of their control. All they could do was wait and hope and trust that God had a plan for them. One Sunday in mid-March, David and Marley got a call from Joining Hearts. There was a placement opportunity for a baby girl who had already been born. They knew in their hearts this was their daughter, the one God had intended for them. They arrived at the hospital, but they weren't expecting security and COVID-19 precautions. It was still in the first few days of the pandemic. They walked in and said, "We are here to get our daughter." Marley and David met the Joining Hearts team in the cafeteria to sign papers. Then finally, the moment they had been hoping for had come. They went to the nursery to meet their daughter. The baby was placed in a bassinet and wheeled into a room to meet her parents. Marley held her for the first time. David and Marley looked at each other, then they looked at their daughter. They had been undecided but knew in an instant. Her name is Amelia. The longing, the heartache, and the joyful anticipation had all been worth it. They were a family. The next day, Amelia was released and went home with her mom and dad. Because of the pandemic, both Marley and David were able to work from home and be there for Amelia. They cherish every moment with their daughter. They get to witness and celebrate every beautiful milestone together. In November 2020, Amelia's adoption was finalized. Amelia will grow up knowing she was prayed for. She is loved, and she is with her forever family.
Thanks, Dulce, for telling us about those programs. That makes me cry almost every single time that I see that video. So if you want to see more videos like that on Catholic Charities, we do have those listed in our website and then also on YouTube. So now I'm going to be able to share with you some more about, or Dulce's going to share more with you about My Sister's Place.
Thank you, Shannon. My Sister's Place is another resource that we have for victims of domestic violence. My Sister's Place is a confidential shelter that provides short-term emergency shelter that offers a home-like atmosphere for individuals and their children who are homeless as a result of family or domestic violence. And it's for both men and women. We know that there's a lot of children and women and men who are experiencing domestic violence. And so we do have a 24-hour hotline that we encourage people to refer anyone in need in this case. And so as they call, they get screened and they will seek a bed for this family who is in need of shelter as they flee domestic violence. And so this is a wonderful hotline for you to provide others with. Did you know that 581 people were helped through My Sister's Place shelter and Pathways outreach program for victims of domestic violence? And so we know that there's a lot of need in this confidential shelter that we have. We're seeking for bedding and we're seeking for towels, anything in which we can help the men and women who come into the shelter. In addition to My Sister's Place, we also have a program called Pathways. And Pathways is another program for victims of domestic violence who are wanting to plan. They're not sure who to talk to, where they're going to go, but they think and they're getting ready to want to leave this abusive relationship. And so it definitely provides a moment to speak with an advocate and be able to plan. They help this family know and prepare for this moment when they're ready to leave this abusive relationship. And so it's a wonderful program as well to invite others who are going through this emergency or case in their lives to at least speak with someone to see what can be their next step. And so if you are in need of any information on these two programs, we are more than welcome to share that with you. Did you know that a woman is abused every 10 seconds in the United States? In addition, 1 in 7 men will experience severe physical violence by an intimate partner in his lifetime. So we know that these programs are not only offered to women and children, but also to men and children. And these are some ways that you can volunteer and give. Our next program is Dignity Diversion. Dignity Diversion, dignity stands for developing individual growth, a new independence through yourselves. So it's an opportunity. We have this in partnership with the City of Phoenix Prosecutor's Office. And what it does is that it helps those arrested by prostitution the opportunity to avoid jail time. We help them escape the life by offering support, education, and treatment that helps develop their self-esteem, as well as help them become stable by finding jobs and other resources and have a good start and a restart in their life. And so this is a program that we offer. There are some volunteer opportunities as far as spreading awareness, making donation drives, and donating some items as we meet these men and women in this area.
So we'll say, I'm going to share a little bit about the refugee and immigrants that we serve here at Catholic Charities. So the first program that I'm going to tell you about is our Familia Sunitas. This program is a low-cost program which provides services to help with those that are U.S. citizens or immigrants that are dealing with immigration issues. They offer consultations, they do document preparation, and they do legal representation as well. So you can only imagine that filling out all these documents, how complex this process could be. And then if you add in that often those don't speak English, and need assistance with filling out these documents, that's what Familia Sunitas does, is they walk alongside them to be able to get the documents in place with the aim of bringing immediate family members to the US with the hope of reunifying them, and many more. This is just we're really fortunate to have this program here because it is a very complex process. The other program that we're going to talk to, and I will share that we do virtual citizen sessions. That's one of the ways that you can help this program. And you could walk alongside them with doing document preparation as well. So this is a really critical program in Catholic Charities. We also have the Refugee Resettlement program. This program provides a supportive network to those that are just brand new to our country. They help them to gain independence and become productive members in their new communities. So the refugees that they're serving are fleeing from their country of origin, basically to save their lives. So they run from a war and persecution. And when they do so, they're often leaving family, friends, and all of their belongings behind. So a case manager comes and helps them with furnishing an apartment, maybe purchasing groceries. They ensure that they have adequate and appropriate education and placement for their children. They literally meet them at the airport to welcome them into the United States. And so this program includes many services that help them to establish themselves in the United States. These are ways that you can support the Refugee Resettlement program. Bicycles, interestingly enough, are something that they need often because they need to have transportation to their new jobs here in the United States. So now we're going to learn a little bit more about veterans with Rhonda.
We love our veterans so much. And we also know that when they return from service, they face some pretty unique challenges. So we want to make sure that we have those programs in place, and we do. So in Northern Arizona, we have veteran services, and this is specific to veterans who are low income and helping them and their families to achieve stable housing. So they are at risk typically for becoming homeless. And so to prevent that, they put in place all kinds of services like case management, childcare, transportation. And a big one is just helping them get connected to the VA resources that are available to them, but it's a process. And so coming alongside them to help them do that really does prevent homelessness and keep them stable and together. And then here in Central Phoenix, we have the Manna House. That's an acronym for Marines, Army, Navy, Air Force. It's available to all veterans, and it's a transitional housing. So our veterans that come to us live there at the house, and they are provided the same resources that they need to become independent again. So a lot of times this is going to be detoxing. When they come in, they get a starter kit to live in the house. And it was with great joy that we help them to get stable and independent living when they're ready for that. So again, there's the counseling services, financial stability, all of the things that they would need to become independent again. And then we give them a move out kit, make sure that we get them all set up with the items that they need to be stable in their own home. And then in addition to this, with Manna House, we also have the Veterans Outreach Center, and they're the ones that provide immediate needs that our veterans need, like food, water, toiletries, and those basic needs as well. So we really do come alongside them to help them navigate this process.
Thanks, Rhonda. All right. Now we're going to have Dulce share with us a little bit about housing and homelessness.
Thank you, Shannon. Our next program is our PATH program. We know that in Northern Arizona, there's a lot of there's not a lot of resources out for a lot of people who are homeless. And so we have our PATH program that stands for Programs for Assistance in the Transition from Homelessness. It connects with seriously mentally ill individuals experiencing homelessness and provides referral for treatment, resources, and assists them with finding housing. We search for these vulnerable people on the streets, under bridges, in the deserts, in the forest, even in snow storms. And so we have a team of staff and volunteers who help us seek a lot of our vulnerable brothers and sisters out there who are in need.
This one, I'm just going to highlight, Dulce always needs tents and sleeping bags for the extreme weather that they're experiencing. So something to note.
Thank you. Our next one is our community reentry program. So this provides safe, affordable housing for women and men who face homelessness upon release from jail, following like a minor drug or alcohol related offense. And so it provides shelter, permanent supportive or rapid housing services to families and individuals based on their current life situation. So we walk alongside with them. We welcome them to shelter them once they leave jail and work with them in goals and provide them services so they can start all over again and walking alongside with them. So these are different shelters that we have. So again, bedding is very important for them. Pots, pans, anything that they can start with when they do get their new home. Our next program that we have is our Legacy Foundation Christine Stamper Center for Help and Hope. This is the only emergency shelter for families and individuals in the tri-state area, typically in Bullhead City. And so this is an emergency shelter and outreach center that provides shelter and food for up to 3 families, 40 individuals, and 8 veterans as well. It's the first of its kind up there. And it's a wonderful opportunity for community partners to be part of it. So that way we can work with a lot of the people that are being served there to connect them to resources in the community and help them, start all over again and get out of that life of homelessness. So we are very proud of this shelter up in Northern Arizona. And of course, the need is very, very high as we welcome a lot of the people in there. So water containers, especially during the summer, is very, very needed. Camping supplies, hygiene products, and so forth. Another program that we have here in Central Arizona is our Housing for Hope. Housing for Hope provides safe and beautiful homes and affordable housing communities for families, seniors, and individuals in Arizona. And so this is an affiliate that we have. We also have resident services in these Housing for Hope communities. They provide activities for our residents, connect them to resources in the community. And so there's, in one of the communities, we have a garden where we invite the residents to take part of it. It is truly, truly a blessing of communities that we have. And of course, as we welcome and we meet many of these residents, they're in need of so many items to start off their new home. And so just know that we're always seeking community partners to help us and to donate these items. So we have our one of our team members, Sarah Hamilton, who shared, I wanted to work at Catholic Charities because I wanted to be involved in my community and love my neighbors. So she has brought some great activities, works with the other resident coordinators out at Housing for Hope communities to increase these activities for many of the residents that we serve. And I think I mentioned a little bit about Housing for Hope. So yes, and these are just the names of all the housing communities that we have. We have Laurel Tree in Phoenix, Ironwood Village out in Glendale. We have Desert Willow out in Tempe, Rosewood Court here in Phoenix, about Camelback 16th Avenue, and Verde Villas, that's about Thomas and 51st Street. They're all named by a native tree in Arizona. And we know that these types of trees, they grow in very hard soil. And we know that a lot of the lives of the people that we serve they come from different places in life. Some of them come straight from a shelter. So they come in from crisis, but we know that as they flourish, they become strong individuals. And so for some of them, this will be their permanent home, forever home. Some of them, it's a great way to start, save for their own home, and continue on their path to hope. So beautiful link.
Thanks. Yeah, thanks, Dulce.
Mhm.
I love those trees. I'm a native of Arizona. I'm a fourth generation of Arizona. So Arizona native things are fun for me. I'm going to tell you some more about our community programs, our programs based on serving the community in general. So we do have a dedicated counseling staff that provides understanding and caring and support. Their goal is to strengthen families and assist anybody in crisis. So they help to set goals and overcome barriers. They currently are doing a lot of virtual sessions, and they are fully licensed and supervised by licensed professionals with master's degree in counseling. So they're fluent in Spanish as well. And it's important to note they do have an upcoming event that we'd like for you to mark your calendars, Cultivating Healthy Relationships, just in time for Valentine's Day. So they'll be presenting that February 11th at 10 a.m. And so we're going to put that link in the chat so that you can register for this presentation because it's open to anybody. So if you work with families and you want to invite them, please do so. They do a quarterly presentation on all different topics. These are ways that you can help with them. We are always looking for interns for counseling. So if you know someone in school to become a counselor, please reach out to us and let us know. We do work with making this new, it's called Hope. And it is a computer program that stimulates and processes human conversations. So we're really excited to be able to offer this artificial intelligence chat box to help. So if you're interested or know someone who's struggling, you can share this number with them and they'll be able to help those that are in crisis. What they do is they look for certain things to be able to know if certain phrases to indicate that they might need more assistance. So it's really unique way that we're serving the community. The medical loan closet, another unique way we're serving the community, helps those in the community that need medical supplies when they're recovering from an injury or surgery. Often these people live without support or on a fixed income. And so we support them by giving them really crucial things like crutches, walkers, even toilet seats, wheelchairs, whatever they may need. So some of the items they need that you might have and don't need anymore are those items. So reach out if you want to donate them. Another program that we have is our Care Campus. It's a community center that works with neighbors and partners to offer services such as after school services. They even have a prenatal care come and visit, and they help those in the neighborhood with that. They sponsor early childhood education classrooms, and they do a holiday assistance program. Currently, they're not open due to COVID, but we are still offering the services such as the holiday assistance and the prenatal care. Ways to give, we're always looking for items. We prepare all year long about our emergency Santa program, which happens there at Care Campus. So we'll tell you a little bit more about that very shortly. So now we want to ask you, again, our poll isn't going to pop up, but you can put in the chat while we share about the next few ways that you can enter and help with Catholic Charities. But if you want to share with us after hearing all those programs, which of those services interest you the most? Those that were centered around children, family, men, women, refugees, veterans, just share it in the chat. It'll help us to know kind of where your interests were, and you can just share with us if you wanted to learn more about one as well. And while you do that, we'll share with you more ways that you can join us at Catholic Charities and partner with us. So Rhonda's going to tell you about Emergency Santa.
At the care campus that you saw is our emergency Santa shop. And I know Christmas just ended, but we're already thinking about Christmas for next year. It's something that has been going on there at the care campus since 1994, where we've been giving families gifts for their children that wouldn't otherwise have any Christmas gifts. What's especially unique about this, though, is that the parents, in return for the gifts, give an hour of community service per kid. So we get to love on the children and the parents get to love on the community, and it works both ways. This year we served 600 kids, at least 180 families. And so together the volunteer services were doubled. It was 1,200 hours of volunteer services from these families. So we're proud and thankful to be able to offer this and collect things for them all year long. This year we did the program completely touchless because of COVID. So we're just getting creative to keep going to make sure that these kids can get celebrated through Christmas. The other thing that's really unique about it is that it's not just children like most Christmas programs. This goes through the teenagers too. So we do 0 to 17. So it's a really special program.
Thanks, Rhonda.
And now I'm going to talk a little bit about our corporate partnerships and how you can give to Catholic Charities simply by replacing your windshield. We've partnered with Anytime Glass and Tint to create this program. And all you have to do is have a broken windshield, give Anytime a call, and they will donate $100 to Catholic Charities, to a program of your choice. They are currently benefiting one of these 4 programs: Manna House, Emergency Santa Program, Westside Head Start, and our homeless services. So this is a really great opportunity to get one of those things off your chore list done, and also give to one of your favorite programs. And I'll go ahead and put that text number in the chat as well if you're interested. Another great way you can help us is simply by shopping on Amazon through our Amazon Smile charity list. This is a really cool partnership with Amazon. All you have to do is create an Amazon account and shop on the Amazon Smile URL. And you can simply shop for your normal things and give a percentage of your purchase items to Catholic Charities. You can also access our charity list, which is a way to give in-kind donations virtually. Simply by shopping on our list, you can see what our needs are, select the specific programs you'd like to give to, and see what our where you can give. No, it's okay. I'll also put the URL in the chat for that as well. In addition, tax credits are coming up. We are entering the wonderful time of tax filings here shortly. And I just wanted to give everyone a heads up that we have 2 tax credits, 2 stackable tax credits. We have the charitable tax credit and then the foster care tax credit. And they are 500 individual or 1,000 if you file jointly for that foster care tax credit. And then our charitable one through Housing for Hope is 800 filing jointly or 400 individually. And you can stack these tax credits against your tax liability with the state, and you can stack them with the giving that you already do to your local parish or to your children's school. And so it's a really great opportunity to tell the state where you want your money to go. So it's a great opportunity. In addition, we have our brand new director of Legacy, our Planned Giving here on the call, but we are starting up a brand new, well, it's been around, but Planned Giving and Legacy Giving program. And this allows individuals and families to make an impact that extends to the future and helping generations to come. And there are many ways to make a planned gift. It's simple. You can just add Catholic Charities as a beneficiary on your banking, brokerage, or retirement accounts. Or if your financial situation is more complex, you can give a life income gift, such as a charitable gift annuity or a charitable remainder trust. And some donors may consider a perpetual endowment or to make sure that their gift continues in the future. And we have that email up if you have any questions, or you can also talk to your financial advisor about these opportunities as well.
Thanks so much, Emily.
So I'm next with Miracle Projects. Miracle Projects is a wonderful opportunity to engage your youth. If you are from a parish, from a community, and you would like to engage the youth in serving the most vulnerable, we have a wonderful, unique program that we can get them engaged. And so it's a great opportunity to involve them, learn about the services we have in Catholic Charities and how they can make a difference in their community. So just a little, did you know here, a lot of our children that have been part of this Miracle Projects, from Catholic schools to faith formation schools, have definitely increased as far as them engaging in serving the needs in the community that we have. So I know a couple years ago, children donated over $22,000 in cash donations and $104,000 in just tangible items. Champion volunteers, these are ambassadors. If you're part from a parish, a community, a church, anyone out in the community, we are more than welcome to train and bring all of these different type of services to the people that you serve. And so we know that there are people who are suffering from domestic violence, need counseling services, and all of the other services that we provide. So allow us to come in, contact me for any information. I am more than happy to provide that training to any champions who would be interested in serving. We do have material available, not only specifically on any of the programs that you just heard of, but we also have a general overview of all that we have. So we have Northern Arizona brochures, Central Arizona brochures, and we also have some cards that you are more than happy to provide anyone in need with emergency contact information as well. We do have, if you are like me and love coffee, we do sell some coffee, and this is improving lives one cup at a time. If you would like to partner with us, we are more than happy to sell some coffee with you. You can have it after a parish with coffee and donuts, or maybe at your office, but just know that all of the proceeds that go with this coffee are to change lives. So just know that they go back into the programs that we have. So contact us if you're interested.
Thank you so much. We'll say, well, now you all know why we need to have a presentation to share with you about our programs, because they are expansive and serve many, many, many groups. So we want to invite you to join us. We want to invite you in many ways. So first, if you know someone that you can refer to Catholic Charities and some of the programs and services that we offer, you can reach out by calling that 1-855 number that's been on your screen. We will also do a follow-up after this presentation with this information for you. You can also choose to donate. Again, you can use those Amazon wish lists that you heard about. You might have a tax giving because that deadline's coming up. You can reach out to do that donation with any questions that you have. If you wish to volunteer, you can reach out. Please put any of these in the chat too if you're interested. Or you may want to join our team. We are looking for, almost every one of our programs has an open position. So if you're interested in joining this team and truly getting the opportunity to make a difference in your community, like Sarah said in our presentation, reach out to us and let us know, and maybe we can connect you with your interest and your talents, because together we all can truly get a chance to make a difference. So while we open it up in the chat for questions, first, we want to thank you for joining us, taking a time out of your day, your busy week, right before a weekend, to hear about our programs. So we want to say thank you.